Hey guys, what's up? How are we? Yeah, cool. Everyone here is so amazing. Wow. So I'm a musician. I sing and I write songs, which is just a crazy thing, making something out of nothing. It's whimsical, but also tangible. So I'm from Chicago originally, which is how I know about Glappitnova. I was around when it was in its early stages, and it's so cool to be living in New York now and at Google hanging out. Wow. Yeah. So anyway, okay, I'm from Chicago, and I moved here about 4 years ago. And I just want to tell you a brief story. I'm going to sing a little, too, but about just really going with the flow. And so I have music out. It's on all the platforms, and I play shows. I was just at Rough Trade recently, did a little Red Bull gig in Copenhagen. I'm like doing the thing, right? The thing is, I moved here with a supposed plan, but that's not really life, at least in my experience. And so I'm going to share that story through one song in particular. So when I lived in Chicago, I was hanging out in Wicker Park and randomly met these musicians and visual artists, and I was just like, hey, I just walked into the space. I was like, I make music. Check out a song of mine. And the producer, who was just like hanging out in this basement, had his music den, was like, okay, yeah, nice to meet you. I'll listen to your music. And then I left, and I was like, oh man, I'm never going to hear from him. What's my life? No one cares about my music. Because, that's just sometimes being an artist. And this was years ago. This was like 5 years ago. And then I got an email from him, and he goes, oh my God, this song of yours, it's amazing. You're legit. Like, let's work. So he was so cool, when I met him, and then he just totally opened up. So then I'm like hanging out at the studio, and then naturally a community kind of emerges because you show up and you're in the right space. Really, having a place to create is just essential. And I'm a creative extrovert. I play well with others. That's how I really shine. So anyway, I'm just hanging out and I make a couple friends, and I was going through an annoying breakup moment about this guy who was like, hey, you want to be my girlfriend? And then a week later, it was like, just kidding. My advertising job is like really crazy right now, and like I can't do it. My boss doesn't think it's a good idea. And I was like, you're insane. But you got what you wanted, and then you didn't want it, and I don't want it either. It's fine. So at that moment, I show up to the studio, and this guy plays this track that has this future Motown vibe. And I love Motown, and it had this electronic thing going on, and I loved it. And he goes, okay, I have this concept for a song, and it wasn't fully written. And he goes, it's like, you keep walking on my sunny days. He's not really a singer. Skies were blue, and now they're all cloudy. And I was like, okay, hold on. Motown vibes, love it. It's up-tempo, love it. Heartbreak, love it. I'm in it. Before you finish writing the song, I want to get in on it. Let's do this right now. And then I was thinking about it, and that second phrase, the skies are blue and now they're all cloudy, that was All of the Lights. Kanye. It's like, oh, we can't do that melody because that just came out. It's like, oh, we can't do that melody. No. So then I, let it sit because it doesn't always happen, in the moment. And I come back and I go, oh my gosh, this is the melody. So I said, here's what we should do. You keep walking on my sunny days. Skies are blue and now they're all cloudy. Totally different, right? Totally different. And then we finished writing the song. And there was a producer that I was working with at the time. I brought it to him. We finished the song. It was a saga. This was like the longest amount of time anyone would ever want to spend on a song. But I was relentless with it. I was like, we got to make it fit. We got to get this mix perfect. This is it. This is the one. And anyway, then I moved to New York. I had an EP in mind. And then suddenly I played a show. I played Brooklyn Bowl, like right when I moved to New York. I was like, yeah, doing it. Yeah. And then I connected with BMI. Are you guys familiar with like ASCAP, BMI? Who's a musician here? Yay, yay. Okay, cool. So BMI was super awesome and started to introduce me to other producers and writers, and suddenly a community emerged, which is what I wanted. I just didn't fully have that in Chicago for whatever reason. And in New York, I started to find it. And then randomly, I was meeting people, and I started playing more shows. And then these shows were, instead of going with the tracks that I had, like these songs that I made in Chicago, I met amazing musicians at a jam. And they were like, yeah, we'll put together a band. Let's make it organic. You know, and no music was out. I had a house song that was on the radio in the UK called Mind Your Step, but none of my music was out. So then suddenly I realized I loved this song, but the production didn't serve me. I was like, fuck, I spent so much time on this goddamn song, but it's not fully me. But there's something about it. I cannot give up on it because I had a gut feeling about it that was so powerful. It was driving me crazy. And then along the way, I'm meeting more musicians, I'm making more songs, and I meet this guy, and I didn't want him to hear the original because I wanted to reimagine the song, and I wanted to make it a little bit more Portishead, a little bit more in the like minimal alt R&B Banks world. I was like, let's just slow it down. You don't need to know. You can talk. It's fine. Or don't talk. And then, so yeah, we slowed it down. Okay, so I had the song. I loved it suddenly. This is like a couple years later, maybe even 3 years later. And the song was done. And I had been talking to different managers. So I'm like fast forwarding. Like I wrote a couple songs for Estelle. I was like touring with a producer band. But I didn't have a plan. I had a bunch of songs stacked up. And I've been talking to different managers. And nothing felt right. I felt so frustrated because I thought, you know, I want to do everything right. I want to be ready for this moment, and I don't want to waste it when I release my songs because they're my babies. But anyway, what happened was I realized that no one was right, and that was okay. No one was right for me at that time. So 2 friends of mine / mentors, the friends along the way that just really support you, that just their heart's in the right place. They said, you just got to jump, just do it. So I decided I'm going to release the song. Easy. And I had no publicist. I had no budget. I had no label. There was TuneCore. It's like $10 to put up a song online. I had an image to use, great, but no plan. And I messaged a friend and I said, hey, I need to get a premiere. Do you think we can make it happen? And she wasn't a publicist, but she knew someone at Bullet who unexpectedly loved the song and said he would premiere it by the end of the week, which was great news considering I had no plan and no manager. And I was like, what am I doing here? But I knew I needed to just make a move. Otherwise, I was going to sink. Like, I wasn't happy without my own music out. I had features out, but it wasn't my music, It was, but it wasn't. Anyway, then unexpectedly, the song came out, Bullet premiered it. We got a bunch of other blogs through my friends and other people that were suddenly interested in getting involved in what I was doing. And yeah, I was charting on Hype Machine. This was 2 years ago, sunny days. And so I thought, good, all right, we'll see what's going to happen. And then out of nowhere, I met my manager because it just organically happened. We met at a concert, like a few weeks after the song was out, totally random. And I'm still working with him, and he's been so amazing. His heart's like in the right place. He's so smart. And it wouldn't have happened if I went with someone, 6 months before I released that song. So anyway, I put out the song, and then a couple months later, I woke up one day, and it was on Spotify's new music playlist. And it actually went viral on the global chart and US chart. And that was actually without management involved and without a publicist. It was just a good song and enough people just being passionate about it. That was the longest story ever. Wow. But the song, it meant a lot, to me. And it actually kind of changed everything. And that's how I got my publishing deal. Yeah. So my point is, it's okay to say no and trust that you're on your own timeline. And yeah, some of the best opportunities that I've gotten were because I said no. And I waited. And that goddamn song actually was worth waiting for. So I didn't realize that was going to be a 9-minute story. I could sing a novelty song that I don't know if I'll ever release, but it's called Single, and it's really fun that I could do on ukulele. My stuff normally has like tracks, and it's really sensual and all that. But do you want to hear a little novelty song?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do we have time? I'm fine either way. Okay. Oh, I'm playing Mercury Lounge. Oh, July 25th. It's a Panorama Late Show. It's actually technically my first headline in New York, so. Yeah! Anyway. So I want to make sure everyone can hear. Okay. I'm just going to sing in the room. Great. Okay, and you're going to need to sing with me on the chorus. It's easy. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Leave at the altar, leave him for dead. He's not your best man, you're not his friend. Don't tell your mother I'll let you dare. You have your girlfriends, never had them kids. So this is single. You'll go single, single. Now that you're single, single, yeah. Single, you're busted. Mexico City, he's rock and roll. Get with his music, he'll fuck your soul. He's doing cocaine 9 to 5. It's not his problem. He works at night. Want him, he's single, single, single. Now that you're single, 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 you're busted. He's Chumbawamba, I'm Bobby girl, stuck in the 90s, inside his world. He loves his ego more than you'll ever know. But can you blame him? That beard won't grow now that you're single, single, yeah, single. Oh, now that you're single, 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 you're busted. Helium balloon, take me and get you high. Helium balloon, take off for the sky. Helium balloon, girl, you'll get on the and it gets harder and harder, but you're more and more a woman every time. So this is single, single, single. Oh, oh. Now that you're single, 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 you're busted. Can I keep the ring? Can I keep the ring? Let it keep the ring. Oh. Can I keep the ring? Now that you're single, oh, 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 oh. Now that you're single, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Grinder
Wow,
That's
can we
nothing
give
like
it
my
up?
actual music, but it's my music.
I love that. Can we give it up?